Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are going to continue our discussion on model view controller, that is MVC controller framework, and today we are going to develop some more apps that follows model view controller framework or architecture. So with that, let me go straight away to Android Studio, which is our old friend. I'm going to create a new project, and today we are going to create these projects that they are they will be built on model view controller. So the first one is quote of quote of the day. So let us wait for Android Studio to create this app for us. I hope it will take few more seconds. So meanwhile, let us revise what model view controller was. So model view controller is actually a framework. It is a time-tested design pattern that separates your application into three interconnected components, each with distinct responsibilities. This separation of concern is fundamental to building applications that are easier to understand, test, maintain, and scale as they grow in complexity. So these three components are called model, view, and controller. The model manages data and business logic. The view display UI elements in the context of XML. It will display the UI element in the XML layout files, and then controller handle user input and orchestrate communication between view and model. Okay, so let me go back to Android Studio, and we hope that our project is completed. It is. So first I'll go to the layout file and I'll create the view. So let me get some space. So this is our default project. So I'm going to go to the code, and here I'm going to use linear layout as our layout. So this is a linear layout, and now let me define the orientation, which will be vertical in this case, and one more property called gravity, which will be center. Remember, this is quote of the day app, so I'm going to delete whatever we define here, and we are going to use our own text view with the width of wrap content and height of wrap content. And yeah, we are going to also use an ID, which in this case is text view quote, and then we are going to use the text, which is click for wisdom. So this is the text, and then the text size is 18 sp, and text alignment will be center, and layout margin bottom, we are going to set it to 10 dp, and let me close it out. So this is the first text view, which will hold the quote, and then another text view with the width and height as wrap content, and ID. So let us give it an ID of text view author, and the text will be nothing for the time being, and text style will be italic in this case, and layout margin bottom is 20 dp. Let me also close it out. So with that we have the second text view, and let me define the button with the width and height of again wrap content, and id of button new quote, and then the text will be quote of the day. So that is the text. Okay, let us view this design. So you can see here quote of the day. So this is our interface in the context of model view controller. This is the view. So we have completed the view. It is simple, but it follows, we are following the model view controller. And now let us go to the model class. So I'll go to Kotlin, right click, new, and here I'm going to say Kotlin class 5. So in our case it will be data class, and the class name is quote. So in this class we will have two variables, val text, which will be string, val author, it will be also string. Okay, so this is our model class. As we have already discussed, model class handles your data and data format and what operation you are going to apply on your data. So with that, let us go to now the controller class, which in our case will be main activity. Okay, so at the top I'm going to declare some variables like private, late, init, text view quote, text view, private, late, init. Late initialization is at runtime it is going to allocate the memory for variable. Text view author, again the data type is text view, and private, late initialize, button new quote. So the data type is button. So we declare three reference variable and we are going to use them in our app. And now let us create list of quotes. So private val quotes. So we are going to create list of quotes. Alright, so the first quote will be yourself. This is the quote, and this quote is by Oscar Wilde. So this is the first quote, and now we are going to declare another quote, and this quote is stay hungry, stay foolish. Stay hungry, stay foolish, and this is by Steve Jobs. And let us have our third quote, and it is simplicity is key, and it is by Leonardo da Vinci. And then another quote, stay hopeful, stay alive. Let's say this is by me. Okay, so we have four quotes. Be yourself, stay hungry, stay foolish, simplicity is key, stay hopeful, stay alive. And with that, we completed the declaration part, and now we are going to initialize the variables. So make sure that you are inside the onCreate method, and here I am going to initialize these variables. The first one is text view quote, find view by id, r.id.text view quote. So we initialize the first text view and then text view author. Remember, we are working in the controller part. Find view by id, r.id.text view author, and then button new quote, find view by id, r.id.button new quote. Now, we want to display quote and the author whenever someone click on the button. So I'm going to say button new quote dot set on click listener. So we are going to get the quote. So val random quote. So we are going to get this quote from the quotes list of this quote, which is a list of. So here I'm going to say quotes random next int and we are going to say quotes dot size. So we are going to get a random quote from what quote dot size, which is in our case is 4 from 0 to 3. Alright, so once we get the quote, and now it is time to initialize the text views. So I'm going to say text view quote dot text. So backslash $sign random quote dot text. Okay, random code dot text, and then text text view author dot text. So we are going to display the author name, so it is random code dot author. So we have the text and then the author, and that's it. That will do our job. So let me run it and let us see how this randomization works. So here is our emulator. So Gradle build is running. So Gradle is going to collect all those files and convert them into Android package kit, which is exe file for your Android device. In our case, our Android device is Pixel 7 API level 33, which is an emulator. This is our previous app that we discussed in the previous class. So Gradle takes some time, but hopefully it won't take much time. So it says launching on device, install successfully finished in 5 seconds. And now I hope that yes. So this is our view, and click for wisdom, quote of the day. So Be Yourself by Oscar Wilde. So I'm going to click it again. Stay hopeful, stay alive by Adnan. Click again. Stay hungry, stay foolish by Steve Jobs. So this is random quotes. These quotes occur randomly. And stay hopeful, stay alive, stay hungry, stay foolish. Simplicity is the key, Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, so that completes this quote of the day app. It is simple, but it is based on model view controller. Once again, activity underscore main is our view class. So this is the view, and then the quote is our data class, and then main activity is our controller class, so model view controller. Okay, so with that I'm going to go to VCS, and as usual I'm going to share this app on the GitHub so that you can also access it. It is taking some time, but I hope that it won't take much time. Okay, so I'm going to do it once again. Okay, so this was disabled. So now I disable it because I do not want to make it private, so that everybody can access it. Share. Add. And hopefully it will upload it on the GitHub within a few seconds. Okay, so this is your app. So I'm going to copy the link, Control C, and go to your Google group, new conversation, and here I'm going to say quote of the day app and share that link with you. So app shared, and with that we completed our first app, and now we are going to discuss the second app. And This actually will simulate um, the traffic lights operation. So once again, I'm going to go to file, new project, empty view activity, next, and here I'm going to say traffic lights operation. Remember, this app is also based on Model View Controller MVC framework. So let us wait for Android Studio to complete the project, and then we are first going to create the view, and then the model class, and then the controller class. So let us go to the view, alright. So this is the view, but we are going to change it. So let me go to the code, and here we are not going to use constraint layout, and we are going to use the linear layout. And this time, once again, I'm going to remove this default text view and add our own text view with the width and height of wrap content and ID of text view light. And then the text will be stop initially. So let me define some properties. Text size is 32 sp. Text color will be #FFFFFF. And then the background color, which will be D32F2F. And then the padding 20 dp, and layout margin bottom, which will be 20 density independent pixel. So that completes the text view. And now let us add the button with the width and height of wrap content, and ID of button next, and the text of next light. Alright, so that completes our view. Once again, we are going to see it. Okay, so we make one mistake. We didn't change the orientation of the linear layout to vertical, and gravity to center. So now that now looks cool. Okay, so that is our interface, and let us now create the model class. Right click, new, Kotlin class, and this is data class light, and we are going to say color name, which is string, and color code, which is integer. Alright, so this is actually our model class. And now once again, let us go to the controller class, and here as usual we are going to create some variable first. So let initialize text view light. So text view, and then the button. So private late initialize button next button. So we created the text view and the button, and now let us also private lights create list of light is our data class. So the first is stop, so color dot red, so this will be the corresponding color for stop sign. Light wait, oh my god, so the corresponding color will be color dot yellow. And then light go color dot green. Okay, so that defines our list. So now it is time to initialize our variable. So text view light find view by id r.id r.id text view light, so that is the id, and button next find view by id r.id button next. So we created two reference variables, button next dot set on click listener. Okay, so that we are going to define our logic over here. So I'm going to say current index is okay, so let me first define current index. So here I'm going to say private variable current index and initialize it to 0. So this is private variable. Okay, so it is current index plus 1 modulus lights dot size. Okay, so that is the current index, and now val light so we are going to get the lights from current index, and now text view light dot text, so it will be light dot color name, set background color to light dot color code, right? So we set the background color as well. Now for contrast, I'm going to say if light dot color code is color dot green, or light dot color code is color dot yellow, then what would happen? We are going to say text view light dot set text color to color dot black. So this is the if part, and then else text view light set text color dot white. So that is the else part. So we have the current index, we get the current index plus 1, so it is going to increase. So we will have the operation of stop, wait and go. Okay, let me run it on the emulator so you will have a clear picture of what is happening. Okay, so here is our emulator. So this is our previous app and Gradle build running, launching on device. Install successfully finished in 4 seconds at 117 milliseconds. So yes, so the first is stop, next light is yellow, wait, and then next light is go, stop, wait and go. So using MVC we implemented this traffic lights operation. As usual, I'm going to share this app. I'm going to share it with you. On the GitHub, traffic lights operation. So let me get the link and traffic lights operation. And let me post it on the workgroup. Okay, so post successful. So with that, I'm going to end today's lecture.